Alright, hop on up.
Oh, oh,
Remember,
oh,
this is Titanic. We're flying.
oh, oh,
Oh,
oh, oh.
oh no! Rose, no!
Wrong end. I'm dead. Okay.
Simply,
Simply,
you were flying a little too much there. You fell right
and
off the
and you
edge.
didn't catch me. And you didn't catch me.
I need you to look me right in the eye. Hey, can I talk to you over here for a second? Can I just go over here? Just. We're playing Minecraft. I can't hold you.
You know what? I'm just
You're far wherever you are.
simply, it's the scene from Wicked. I just had a moment with myself, and I'm flying.
You really went. It's me.
I'm Alphabet. Okay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Dooksie here, back for another video, and today I'm joined by the ever lovely Jaden125. Oh my god, hi, bestie.
Oh, you're so sweet to me. Hi, how are ya?
Hi, how are you? Welcome back to the channel.
Thank you.
Yeah, Jaden, what are we looking at today?
We're looking at CronosDarth. Some might know him, some may not. His newest release, if I'm correct, of
Yes, as
the
of posting right now.
yes, as of the video, depending on when Daytona posted.
Yeah.
His modern version of Titanic, so Titanic 2, his
Yes.
modern take on it. So yeah, it's interesting.
Yeah, it's definitely a concept. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Definitely looking at it, it's very sleek. It's very streamlined. It's very modern looking. It's definitely
mhm.
has the silhouette of an Olympic class. I will give it that.
Yes, it does. It does. As Daytona and I argue all the time, it does include the four funnels. So
Yes, Jaden is very against four funnels on a like Titanic 2 concept. Uh, I'm okay with it because it makes sense in my head, but I get the debate here. Like,
I understand the need, or I should say the want for the four. I just it is it.
hey,
Hi.
are you ready to take a gander on the inside?
Yeah, let's go. Let's
Yeah,
walk on
let's do
over.
it. Should we start from the top or just like work our way through it?
Let's just work our way through.
Okay, okay.
Um, so one thing I have just realized, there's actually no. So I guess you could step over this realistically,
Yeah.
but there's no access to the front of this area without jumping it. Oh, crew only. Okay, I
Yeah.
guess you're just supposed to jump it. Okay,
Yeah,
whatever.
basically. That's how it is on the Olympic, is you just
Mhm.
jump it over.
Yeah.
I need
So
to say Titanic, because every time I refer to an Olympic class, I always just say Olympic. I need to actually say Titanic for this
yeah,
one.
for this one specifically, fix
Yeah.
yourself. Okay.
Sorry, my
So
god.
crossing the wave break. This
Yes.
is our first major critique of this ship. Um,
Yes.
so while it's understood that this is a modern ship and it would probably be doing cruises, the inclusion of this well deck and then replacing the cargo hatches with pools.
It's a in the concept of like, oh, it's an Olympic class as a cruise ship. Like, it makes sense to have the well deck and changing the cargo hatch covers as pools. Like, it makes sense. However,
It's, yeah, like practicality wise and realism wise, this is just something that wouldn't go. Because, so, take for instance QM2, there's the bow, and then a wave break, which then brings it up another deck, which then has a somewhat, which has an enclosed promenade with an outdoor viewing deck. Okay,
yeah,
that's the closest you can get to the bow, and it is honestly the height of that is about the height of the deck below the bridge on this ship.
yeah, basically. Um,
So
I
this is just, I don't know. It's practicality wise and realism wise. If this thing were crossing the Atlantic in a storm, this entire deck would just be useless. Like you can't use it
yeah,
whatsoever.
it'd be completely closed off, like no matter what.
hmm
The
Which I get
only
you would have to do that, but
Yeah, I think a good kind of solution in on this, and I might pop some pictures up of a concept of Titanic 2 that I did like a few years back. I pulled a Disney Dream / Fantasy, and I not enclosed, but like I put extra walls up here. I think what's it called on Fantasy? It's Vibe, right? I'm not mistaken. Yeah. The Vibe Teen Club, basically. It's a giant hole in the bow, like where the well deck would be, basically. And it has a pool and whatever like that. And they have like a full wall, basically, instead of a dip down. And I think
it's more sheltered.
More sheltered, yes, thank you. And I think that could work, because also other cruise ships have like a crew deck up in the bow that's dipped in the hole, basically. And I think that would work, as long as there is extra protection here, in case, let's say, a wave comes over the bow, because this is an ocean liner, not just a normal cruise ship. It would be going through the harsh realities of the North Atlantic.
Reality check, not as great.
It's not there all the way. I like the idea. Yeah. It just maybe needs a little bit of tweaking to it, just a smidge.
Mm-hmm. Just a little love and freshening up, you know.
Exactly.
And again, understand the wanting of a well deck because it is an Olympic class.
Yeah, just want to get that silhouette. Like, we get it.
Yeah, so there's other ways you could go about it. Like, you could make the bow higher and add an extra deck in, which honestly wouldn't be horrible to raise the bow up higher above the water, which would then make this safer and more practical.
Mm-hmm.
But again, that's up to designer choice. So
yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Do we want to go through the forward staircase?
I think let's go up into the main superstructure.
Okay.
Yeah. So I think let's wander up this way, and we'll get back to these rooms in a minute. We have taken a little look-see around. I thought there was a staircase that went to the boat deck. That's my bad. I thought that was included.
No, you gotta go to the atrium. Well, grand staircase.
Ooh. Yeah, we'll come back to the atrium discussion here in a little bit.
Yes, down.
So going up the grand staircase, we hit A deck right here. And
I think.
This is A deck, up there is boat deck. So
no, this is promenade deck.
Listen, he changed up the names a little bit to be like 1920 style. So the promenade deck, A deck's below us. I'm gonna refer to it as their original deck titles because that's what I remember it as. Okay, Jade.
No, be right. This is promenade deck. You having a stroke? There we go.
Perfect. Okay, but yeah, looking at the grand staircase, as a whole, I like that the grand staircase is included. I feel like on a Titanic 2, it's kind of needed to have a grand staircase somewheres about.
Yeah, it's understood in why it would be included. I get it.
Yeah. Do we want to save the discussion of what we would do differently for when we get lower down?
We'll do that at the end.
At the
end.
A
montage.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, perfect. Yeah. In terms of the grand staircase, I like it. I think it's very updated. You don't have the Honor and Glory clock anymore. It's kind of just like this kind of decorative wall instead.
I feel like this is an appropriate upgrade and modernization while keeping the original character.
Exactly. I also do like that he has the elevators in front of the staircase as well as behind us, the stairs as well. So he has 6 total in this main staircase.
Very practical for a modern ship.
Yes. Very. I feel like most people would probably be using the forward ones though, because it's just right there for convenience. But it makes sense to me. I like it.
Yeah.
And
it works.
Yeah. Forward on the promenade deck, A deck, it all is just crew, so I don't think we're gonna take too much of a gander up there. I just wanted to point it out that it's just crew. Yeah. Okay, do we want to go boat deck or continue on promenade deck?
Up and work our way down.
Ah, that works. Okay, so going up to the boat deck, we have more cabins here. There's a door. Is that crew still?
Yeah, that's crew. So this one leads up to the bridge?
Yes, this does lead to the bridge.
Or is that the deck up? No, this is bridge deck. Okay, let's go to the bridge.
Okay.
Leaving me behind over here. Goodness.
My speed's still up. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, here we are in the bridge. Overall,
It's a bridge. I mean,
yeah,
it
it
looks
is a
good.
bridge. Overall, I think it very much gets like that modern bridge vibe. I really like it.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, I don't have any complaints about this bridge. I mean, I feel like it looks good. It looks appropriate.
Mhm.
Um, you included wings, which are large enough for a ship of this size.
Yeah, and fully enclosed
Um,
wings. Thank goodness.
yes, yes, very needed.
Yeah. Also,
Um,
the glass for the docking.
yeah, very good.
Very good.
My only critique, I understand that this is like just how QM2 is with having the two-layered glass. But for a situation like this where this bridge is lower than what it necessarily should be, I would have looked into adding more glass here
Hmm.
around the bridge wing specifically, so that way you can get a better view.
Yeah, unobstructed from
Hmm.
the border.
Yeah. Because while you don't think it's that major of an issue, just not having that bit of view right there could be the difference of slamming into a pier like the Carnival Horizon on her first visit to America. So,
Exactly. Or like a pulling a Disney Dream and crashing stern into the pier.
backing into something.
Fucking Captain Goofy, man. I don't know what's going on with there. But yeah, other than that, I
Yeah.
think the bridge as a whole, it works. It really captures the
That's
modern
good.
style.
Yeah. I like the inclusions of the elevated chairs and everything.
Hmm. And the
Um,
little track for them to
compass.
move forward.
Nice detail to include. And then all
Yes.
the like souvenirs from all the places the ship has been.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. That's so cute.
Nice little addition.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
it's
then
it's good.
also
Like
little doors out to the deck, like a Carnival Fantasy class.
it. Yeah, which is good.
It's very good.
Have
Yeah.
that exit out the actual boat deck.
Yeah. Where'd you go?
So
There you are. I was like,
just flew a little bit.
I done got lost. Okay, we can continue back this way because I don't think we really have to check out the officer cabins or anything. Because I'm like,
Yeah, no.
So I do see a door here for the fitness center gymnasium. Now, we actually didn't see this when we did our little walk around the first time around. This actually is cool.
We made note of its position, but I don't think we talked about it. No.
I figured the gym would be up here. We just never like took a peek inside.
Yeah, it looks like a gym.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's giving modern gym. I'm kind of glad he went for the modern route in this room versus the like block
ultra
for block.
traditional.
Yeah, versus a
Yeah.
block to block copy, basically.
I will say it's odd to not have locker rooms over here. With the gym?
Yes. I think maybe having like either an entrance here or having maybe a bumped up entrance like here at the pillars for maybe some locker rooms or something.
Yeah, just like shifting these doors around so that way you can get a locker room over here and then the gym entrance. Like obviously some people don't want to change. They come and they leave.
Yeah.
So like just having like even if it's just like a small little hallway right here with entrance to two locker rooms to change, that would work too.
Or even pushing
Like,
the wall
just, like-
back would even be fine.
Yeah, or even just like walling off right here and
Yeah.
just building a locker room right here. That would work too.
Yeah, so that way, if you put them right there, actually, you could keep the hall here, and then, like, turn and go into the locker rooms, like, right here, right here.
And kind of shield it so it's not ugly.
Exactly, yeah. And then, if he's worried about, like, symmetry, he could easily put another something here, like bathrooms, because there is, you know, the whole boat deck behind us, as well as a bar
Yeah.
over there in the corner.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think it'd be a good idea. Somebody write that down. Somebody write that down.
Use it for yours.
Don't. Ooh, you give me ideas, Jaden. That's a bad idea. Oh, here's the kids' club. Fairy tale.
Fairy tales.
Fairy
Ooh.
tale.
Okay.
It's
Oh
It's a
my goodness.
it's a lot.
Oh, little horsies to ride.
I do
Okay.
like the horsies. They're really cute.
You know, this is I can accept this as a kids club. This is cute.
Yes, I would like to know the age ranges for the kids' club because this is it's a lot.
Yeah, I would probably tone it down just a tad bit because I get it. It's a kids club, so it's got to be bright. But I
Mm.
tone it down like the pink,
I think
in addition to the bright floor, and then the light colored wall. There's a lot of colors.
if he kept the pink and then replaced the floor with something more like neutral tones, I think
Even
that
if
would
it's
fit
just
better.
dull versions of this, it would look good. I think.
Yeah, if it was like even just like a gray floor or something, gray carpet would look great, honestly, in my opinion.
Well, I'm thinking even that.
I don't know. I feel like the orange is I feel like the red's still bright, but it's okay with me. I think the orange is what's setting it all off because the orange doesn't really match with the pink.
Yeah, the orange is very polar. Very
Yes, very opposites. Okay, I'm just gonna
Let's
walk
get
out of here before I get blinded by the carpet.
polar.
Okay, so walking back on the boat deck, we have the raised section, just like normal, with nice seating, a little dance floor as well, really nice, and the White Star bar.
Which
Now,
is cute. I
it's
like
very
this.
cute. Actually, I also really like this. It's kind of giving what QM2 has, which is to be expected because I know Cronos is a big QM2 lover, and so it just makes
Who
sense to me.
isn't? No.
For real, for real. I
I
will say.
would.
Oh, yep.
Oh.
After you. After you.
I would have liked to have seen maybe the lights go up more and more of like a rigging setup with like speakers and stuff for like a true dance floor vibe.
Yes, I think that
That
would
would
have
be
been also
nice.
really good.
And then also the potential for there to be like a glass roof over this.
Mm-hmm. Or
That
like
would be
some
nice.
type of like cabana type cover, if it's either glass or just something to give shade to this area.
Or even something like how Celebrity has on the Solstice class, or even on Queen Anne with the pavilion area, how there's just like
Yeah,
some form of a covering.
exactly.
The Solstice class method would be nicer because it's more organic with the tarps, and the
Mm-hmm.
and method would be more sleek looking. But
Yeah,
if just something to have some shade so that way it can be protected would be nice.
absolutely. I will also say some type of staircase or ladder, something, just to get up to this upper deck, which has shuffleboard, I think would also be good. Because I know he has the staircases up forward, but that's in a crew-only area, it seems. And so, I don't know, I would have liked to see another staircase added back here,
Yeah,
possibly.
it seems that you'd have to walk through a crew space to get to the shuffleboard back here, unless the shuffleboard's for crew.
Unless
I
it
don't
is for
know.
crew. I don't think I've seen a cruise ship with a shuffleboard specifically for crew. Usually that is mainly just for passengers, because crew doesn't really have a lot of the time to do that.
Yeah,
But, I don't know.
yeah. I mean, there is shuffleboard on this lower deck, so
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know. If it's
I,
for
I would
passengers, I
like
think a
an
staircase would be good.
I would like an explanation as to if this is a crew deck or not, or crew space up here.
Yeah, because it's very much a mystery, because it has the two hot tubs and everything, so I don't know. And speaking of the hot tubs, I know we were discussing when we first took a gander, the hot tubs are nice right here, don't get me wrong, but if they were up forward, it would just be so much better, because the view from up here is just so much nicer for a hot tub
It'd be
view.
wonderful.
And like, if we put
Just
in
a
like a
small
windshield.
windscreen.
A
Yeah.
little small windscreen for the hot tubs, it'd be perfect. And if he's worried
Even
about
just
maybe
building up the bridge like QM2 does would be perfect too.
exactly, or if he's too worried about being streamlined or whatever, he could easily curve the structure back even more to have like the white cover or whatever, and then it would blend in better because it would blend in with the radar mast if he curved the top roof area.
Yeah.
Yeah, ideas
Yeah,
all around.
speaking of radar while we're up here, I don't know if a mast is necessarily needed. You could build this into the funnel to make use of it. Truly.
Yes, I was thinking that because he could easily turn the forward funnel into the radar mast itself because there's nothing really going on in there except for a little bit of exhaust from something.
Generators?
Generators? Question mark? Yeah,
Because even if it's just a small pillar coming off the
exactly.
top. That's all you need, really.
Yeah, and if he painted it black, it'd be fine.
Because really, all you need for the radar, like the spinning radars that you need, you can build those just on the top right here. Like, they don't need to be up on a radar mast. Like, they could be placed right here and it would be fine.
Yeah, because do we know what the purpose of putting it on, like, suspended like that is?
I think it's just to get it up.
Okay.
It's just to get it up.
Get it up, get it higher.
Yeah, up and away. The higher and less obstructed it is, the better.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, you could put one on each corner of the funnel, like one right here and one on the other corner.
Yeah.
And that would work.
Or because he has all this massive space on the funnel itself, he could just put it up here on the top of it, like, as a whole.
Yeah, there's some other ways to work it in.
Yeah, and then the actual, like, radar balls and everything could actually be put inside of the funnel itself. Like, depending on what it's made out of, you could easily hide it all in the structure.
Because the radar ball itself is actually not even what it looks like. There's machinery inside of the ball that can see through it.
Yeah. I don't know, just some ideas. Throw them out.
Concepts.
Exactly. Concepts of a plan. Lord help us.
Might not have a plan, but we got the concepts. Can we talk about the speedboats that he did?
Third funnel?
I didn't even look at them. Yeah, just I'm on the port.
They
are so cute.
They're so nice.
I
love these.
I looked at this, and this is amazing. I love that.
Yeah, and I like that he dubbed them collapsible A and B. So, like, the other one that says A, this is B. I think it's so cute. Good way of getting the numbers system working again.
It's really good. It's really good.
I
would be interested to see, while we're on the topic of lifeboats, I would be interested to see what the capacity of these would be, theoretically. I'd have to do some research.
We could open them up real fast.
You can't get that from Minecraft Daytona.
I know, but we can at least see the inside of it as well.
That's true. I'd imagine these would be around 200 to 250-ish, maybe? What scale is this again? 1.8?
1.8-ish.
So this would probably be closer to the 200 mark for capacity, so...
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
I am also kind of curious, because I know that it varies, or it used to vary on ocean liners. I don't think it varies on modern cruise ships, as we've seen with, like, Costa Concordia and etc. ships that have sunk recently. Where would you board the boat? Because I know in Titanic's time, you were meant to board it from down here on the promenade deck. I assume it would do the boat deck like actual Titanic style, but I'm kind of just curious about it.
Yeah, I think they would board from this deck right here.
Okay, because I feel like both would work, but I don't know.
For accessibility's sake, it'd have to be the boat deck.
Yeah. I don't know. Just interesting little thing to think about, I guess. Yeah, as a whole,
so,
all the boats look really nice as well.
Yeah, looking at these, if they're 200 capacity-ish, I think there's enough. But if they're, I'm thinking these might realistically be more about 150 capacity, because, like, let me see.
Also looking at the tender real fast, sorry.
I potentially think these might be closer to 150-ish in capacity. Okay. And in that sense, there's not enough of them. So
I mean, it's very fitting for a Titanic.
I would like to see potentially more lifeboats on the lifeboat deck. I don't know. I don't know capacity ratios, so I don't know how many you actually would need on this ship.
Yeah, and I know he is playing the Olympic too, so he could easily fit more boats
That's true.
eventually. Yeah. But, yeah.
I don't know. I'd have to look at passenger numbers to really see.
Yeah, and I don't know if he has those on the PMC post, how many passengers would realistically be on board. But, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't feel like figuring it out, so...
Yeah.
This is a topic to discuss.
Exactly. I also do like the tennis courts here. That is a good, nice touch. I don't know if like, these are, I think, somewhat regulation size. These are on modern ships nowadays, right? Because I know they were on Atlantique, Normandy, and those sort of ships in the 30s. But do we have these still?
So a lot of cruise ships have multi-purpose uses of
Right.
these. So
Yeah.
you'll see a basketball and tennis court all in one.
Okay.
So, like on Carnival, for instance, they have it set up so you can put a tennis net up if they do a tennis activity, but it's generally just left in basketball format. And same thing with Disney Fantasy, at least. They have it set up so that way it can be tennis, but it's set up for basketball format primarily.
Okay.
So this is valid. This is valid.
Yeah.
And I think QM2, I don't remember how many tennis courts she has, but she
used to have the one.
A tennis court.
Yeah.
I don't remember if she does anymore.
I think they removed it when they added the cabin extension.
Of course they did.
Yeah.
I just can't remember if they added them behind the cabins that they added or what. I'm doing some research right now.
Some research.
There's two sports centers. Of course, these plans don't show it, but I think she still does have some form of a tennis thing. But yeah, so this is valid. I accept it.
Nice.
It's good use of the space, I will say.
Yeah, I agree. And then more little sun deck, and then the second class deck house, which is staircase D, which is a nice little update. I like that he added the carpet and the glass handrail and etc.
It does look very nice. I like the usage of the center elevator with the stair wrapping around it. I would like to see more elevators in this bank, simply because of the fact people don't walk.
Yeah, like, because I know on Titanic they had, I think, air vents behind the wall here. I don't know if this one has it, the air vents still, but you could easily fit 2 more elevators probably in that case, just like removing that space.
Or even if you want to maintain the central entrance to these venues down here, just adding flanking elevators would be nice.
Yeah, just to give a little extra like reason to use the staircase basically, other than reaching those venues, because one elevator would get so backed up.
Exactly, especially because I think there is a dining menu down there, so it'd get pretty busy.
Yes, exactly. And I will say one thing that I pointed out whenever we were just about to start the tour, I did notice that there is no staircase, like exterior staircase, from here down below. And I know you have the room for it. Like, if you just literally put it right here, I feel like it'd have been nice. I know some ships don't have that access from, like, top deck down, but if you have the reason to put it, it makes sense to just go ahead and just add one, in my opinion.
Yeah, like I told Daytona, it would be nice, but I don't think it's really necessary, but it would be nice.
Yeah, it's not necessary, but it would just be that convenience aspect. But yes, we may descend.
So let's go down and out onto the promenade.
Yes.
Okay, veranda or palm court?
Let's go the veranda first. So I like this.
Cute little room.
Cute little room. I'm also need to remember this is not a ocean liner like Titanic ocean liner. This is Titanic 2. This is a modern ship. This is a very much a kind of retro looking room. And like, I'm not against it. I feel like for a veranda / a palm court, this style works very well. Because it kind of just fits that vibe of, oh, it's a veranda palm court type thing. Especially for the palm court. The white walls in here are just gorgeous. I love them.
Yeah, I feel like this is very fitting. It's a nice, it doesn't feel old, it just feels nice in here.
Exactly.
So I feel like that's good.
And I feel like because of the whole 1997 film, this room particularly, I feel like we get a lot of pictures taken in like costumes and shit. Because
probably
it just makes sense that they would take this one specifically to look like the real one. But yeah.
And then this is into the it's a bar. What is it called?
Club of the Ocean.
fun with the ocean. This is cute in here. I love this theming. I I will say the walls are a bit brown, but I get it.
Yeah.
I would have added some variation to it. But other than that, it looks good. I like it.
I also think it looks good, and I also really much like it. I would personally, because I know this is supposed to be the smoking room, and I know there's a casino downstairs, I would put the casino up here, because the original smoking room on Titanic was just so gaudy and over the top with all the gold gilded trimmings. It just makes sense that that would be the casino on board, because it's also such a big space originally. I know this one's reduced for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but it has been reduced. The fireplace gap here should be much bigger. Or, yeah, the original was. Yeah, having this as the casino, it just makes sense in my head. What's behind the wall? Is it literally just an uptake?
It's an uptake.
Oh,
Yeah.
uptake, okay. That's probably why then. Yeah, if it's possible to kind of shift some things around, I feel like this would be a great spot for the casino. Even though it's butting right up with the palm court, it just makes sense to have casino up in the smoking room. Like, yeah. Especially in like Olympic
A
2
lot
or
of
something.
places, yeah, a lot of ships will have it where you do walk through the casino to get to some things, or something like the palm court, and there being an elevator bay right there. I think it would be okay to walk through a casino.
Exactly, yeah. Or even having it split non-smoking and smoking sections. I think that'd be perfectly okay. As well as, you could also extend it, I'm not really, you could extend it, like, forward a bit, like, through into the staircase area if you need more room with it.
This is true. Yeah.
Yes. As for the aft staircase, though, overall, the design, pretty simple. I kind of dig it. I get the fake dome as well because of the tennis court right above.
Yeah, it looks good. I like it.
Yeah, I will say I feel like for the dome itself, I know because it's Minecraft, you kind of have to use your imagination for it. I feel like an LED like fake dome, so like looking at it, it looks like a dome. I think that would be the much smarter choice, but you know it's Minecraft, you can't really do that. That's just kind of what I imagine would be there. Yeah, because that just makes sense in my head. And then of course the
or even
bell.
like a screen that shows a projection of the sky above. That would be nice.
Oh, exactly, because it would be like heavenly if it was just showing the sky.
It would be beautiful.
It would be, honestly. And then of course you got the bell for Titanic 2.
Gotta love it.
Oh yeah, I feel like they pull a QM2 and have like a bell ringer come around every like half hour and just ring it. I feel
That would be fun.
I think that's actually what they might do. Now I'm thinking about it, they probably would do that.
You did QM2's bell does get rung every day at midday.
Yes, it does. I watched this in a video recently, and I was like, oh, I didn't actually know that. I will say, for the restaurant here, though, so I know on Titanic, the lobby of the staircase was used as a reception room, or like a little wait room before you go into the restaurant. I think that would have been a smart idea to have. So like extra seating in here as like a lounge
I
space.
just realized how this was. Okay.
Huh?
I didn't. I was going down this hallway thinking that the restaurant was at the end of it. That's the nightclub.
That's the nightclub?
Yeah, down at the end. The
Oh.
restaurant is down. The doors to the nightclub and the restaurant are like cornered.
Oh. Okay.
I
Word.
didn't even realize that.
I didn't realize that either. And of course the Cafe Parisien right here. Now, I think it's supposed to represent like a modern cafe street in Paris. I don't know if I'm really vibing with it that much though. I think I would have preferred to see like the original Cafe Parisien rebuilt. Maybe not block for block, but like an updated-ish version of it. Because this just, I don't know about you, this is a very underwhelming cafe, if I'm being absolutely honest.
I mean, it does the job. It gets the point across. I feel like something like what we did on Explorer would have been nice.
Exactly. Something, literally that is just the Cafe Parisien from Olympic, but modernized. And I felt like
Pretty much Daytona goes hit, and I said, I don't like this, so let me change it a little bit.
Exactly. And you know what?
He photocopied it, and
worked.
then I updated it a tiny bit, and it worked.
It worked. But yeah, as a whole, I think a good little modernization, restyle of this room would have been a better option, personally. I don't hate it though. I don't hate it though. It functions.
It gets the point across. It's cute. I would of course sit here, have my little croissant, and look outside the window. I will say it is. I understand that the Cafe Parisian was like this, but I don't. This is personal taste. I don't like how it just juts out into the public walking space, and you would constantly have people walking around you if you sat here.
So, on the original, they actually had 2 rows of seating, one up by the window and one up against the wall, and then the pathway was through the middle.
Yeah, that's even worse.
See, and I think that one through the middle makes more sense, only because it's more like a buffet style of like, oh, you kind of have to go around the seats anyway. Plus, you could get more chairs in the space doing that as, yeah.
I don't know.
I also feel like maybe opening the space up to the hallway would be good, because then you would get even more extra space. And then you can cut down on the hallway itself.
Especially because this is an enclosed promenade, so it's not necessarily open air. So it would be good.
Yeah, and then I'll discuss my issues with the promenade down there later. But yeah.
Anyway, restaurant.
Ristorante Bella Italiana. I probably pronounced that wrong. Oh well. Overall, it's a nice restaurant. It kind of reminds me of like Britannia Club restaurant a little bit, but like green floor.
I feel like the styling kind of reminds me of something that would be on maybe Costa.
Yeah, Costa, or maybe even Aida. Which that makes sense, because that's the Aida specifically. I know Cronos has, I believe, been on an Aida ship. If not been on one, he is very familiar with them.
I think he has. Yeah.
I believe so, because I know someone on his team built 2 or 3 Aida ships. So it makes sense that he would have...
Bella and Blue and all.
Yeah, so it makes sense he would have at least been in contact with Aida. So yeah, it makes sense that design
I will say, there's a lot of the modern spaces on the ship that use entertainment architecture, which is what Joe Farkas was known for.
Very Costa
and
Aida.
And Carnival. I vibe with it. I do. I like the usage. I wish it would have either been used more, like in the old spaces, or blended more, I should say.
Yeah.
Like, it looks good. It's just sometimes it's jarring going from that.
Like this modern space up into 1912 Grand Staircase. Yeah.
1912 to Carnival in the 90s, then modern day. Like,
I feel like a good blend, at least for this area, is if he did the hallway, which is modern, and then using the white reception room. Like I think I mentioned that, having a reception room here, like on Titanic, because the Titanic's reception area here was white paneled, and I think that would have been a good transition between this 1912 white panels into white modern hallway, because it would have just been that white transition, and then you would have back to wood with the staircase itself. I don't know. I feel like it makes more sense to do that. Kind of having that flow color-wise.
Blending old styling with modern styling is hard. I cannot even deny that.
Yeah.
So the fact that he finished it is already a feat in itself.
No, for real.
So it's not bad. Let's say that now. It's not bad. It's just seeing it and being cruise ship person and Daytona slowly transitioning to one practically.
Yeah, basically.
It's just things that we've noticed working on ships that's like, well, these things just don't really work for a modern ship, which is something I know I've had to teach Daytona, that some things you just can't do it.
You just can't do it.
It doesn't work.
Yeah.
Which he's had a hard time accepting. Don't need to deny it.
Absolutely.
So
I will say the Cabaret Disco Club here, I actually kind of vibe with this. It's giving
oh,
carnival, and I love it.
I absolutely love this. It's very well laid out. I like the standing tables. I like the bar. I like the light fixtures.
I
It's
also like
all it makes sense.
it makes sense exactly, as well as it connects here to staircase B or D, and yeah, the flow of this just makes sense.
Yeah, it makes total sense. I get it. I like it.
Okay, so going back is just the back deck. Yeah, it's a back deck.
Yeah, just go out.
I just don't know what's back here. Oh yeah, it's just
I
an
think
observation.
It's the pools.
Yeah, all the pools in the stern. And now I'm personally okay with these types of pools versus the one we had in the front. I think maybe also having the sheltered enclosed wall here would have been nice.
Well, you can
get
add
away
that,
with it.
but you can put windows in. You know, like add some windows.
Or maybe even pulling
Like,
a QM2
just
and
cutting.
having just glass as well would have been
That's
fine.
true.
Yeah.
That would work too.
Yeah. Overall, though,
I
like it.
I like the aft deck. It's very reminiscent. I would have liked to have seen more chairs or like more of a space done with this versus just lounging.
Yeah, because it's very
But you can never go
empty.
wrong with lounge space.
Yeah, I feel like it's kind of empty. I feel like more loungers would have been a good use, and or having just something else up here. But I can't think in my head what else would really go up here. Maybe like a hot tub or something. But that's really like all I can think about.
More hot tubs around the ship would have been nice, I will say, because the only two are the crew ones over there.
Yeah, and then it's just the crew ones. The ones that we think are crew. That's it.
Yeah. Cronos, let us know. Are they crew or are they not?
Are they crew? That's the ones above the Grand Staircase Dome. There you go. Because I feel like you could have easily added two more, like, right here, either side, and that would have been fine. Because,
Filled them in.
Just filled them in. Filled the space. Good use of it. And then maybe just something on the front of the stern here. Because, like, it's just, I don't know. It's just very empty. I feel like there could be more added. I just can't think what else would be added, but just more.
A grass lawn area would be nice, but I don't know how far off it is Titanic.
Yeah, I feel like that might be pushing it a little bit.
Well, mini golf.
Mini golf would also be very nice, either up here or just somewhere on the stern area. Yeah.
That'd be a nice addition.
Very nice addition. But yeah. Okay, let's head back in on the Cafe Parisien deck so that we can go forward.
Why don't we just enter on the deck below versus having a fight?
Oh, because we haven't looked at the rest of this deck.
Oh, that's a good point. Okay.
Yeah, because we have all the
cabins?
suites. These are the suites. So I'm gonna bust through the wall though.
Here's okay. I understand. I just keep saying that a lot. I understand why it's like this, but I don't like this. This is supposed to be a nicer, like, expensive cabin, and I have windows onto a public promenade deck.
Yes, and I know some cruise ships do this, so I think it's Sunrise? Sunrise, yes? They have
some carnival ships have added windows onto public decks on Lifeboat deck and on the forward decks.
They're unpopular though, because people can look into the room.
Yes, and they are not expensive. They are generic ocean views and generic interior cabin. They're technically classified as interiors with picture walkway windows.
Yes.
So they're they're cheap ocean views, pretty much. And this is supposed to be a suite that, like, you pay top dollar for?
High top dollar suite, and you just look out onto a deck. And now, here's where my gripe comes in, because he could have easily... Cronos, if you're watching this, and I know you probably will, you could have easily put balconies here for all these suites. And, like, I know you probably wanted to keep the look of, like, an open promenade or something, but you have the promenade on the deck above that's connected to all the public rooms, and it just makes more sense up there. Personally.
Like, I'm gonna break things. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's all good. Like, having that, and then...
Well, wait. Let me do it properly.
Yeah.
So doing this, and then the same. I'm not gonna break all that. So same thing on that side, and you don't even really need these right here. You don't.
Yeah, I just did that so it could be like a nice separator.
It would be, but if you want to keep the sleek look of it, I get it. Just doing that, or maybe even
putting. Oop. Like this, doing this and making an infinite balcony, which is kind of what Celebrity Edge has. So like the glass lowers would make sense. So you just basically have it open like this. And yeah, I feel like, ooh, I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Oh no. Like that would look perfectly fine. Or even pulling a QM2 and doing a cove balcony. So like, because it's Titanic, you'd have the little curve here. And yeah, doing that, and maybe even if you're really wanting to keep the curves and such from Titanic, you could even curve off the corners.
And if you feel like that's a little too open, you can potentially use end rods to just like, you know, support.
End rods or just even a fence.
Yeah. If you have access to the white oak, we don't yet, unfortunately.
Yeah. And like just doing that on the entire deck would just fill the space in so much. Because it would give the B deck more of a reason to kind of be here versus having it's a random kind of promenade enclosed that I think it having an Olympic situation, I don't think it'd get as used personally.
That's what I'm thinking. Knowing modern cruisers,
they probably would not.
Like, knowing that there's one directly above, that one would not get used.
Yeah.
It just wouldn't.
It just wouldn't. But yeah, that's our biggest gripe, at least with the B deck. C deck I can kind of I can get away with because it's a porthole, it's right against the side. We'll get to our comeuppance with portholes at the very end of the tour, but right now we're just focused on the balcony. Yeah, I think making a little balcony would just be the best option here, personally. And I feel like it would explain the top dollar price for a suite like this.
Yeah, if it was open and then had the lounge chairs and everything, like lounge chair, and maybe even like a table, like this would explain it. And then you can put a cute little plant, you know?
Exactly. You can design it kind of like the private promenade from the parlor suite or something.
Yeah, like just cute little thing. You know, you can get a lot of furniture out here too. And even if you really want to push it, hot tub. Right there in the corner.
Okay, I think you're pushing it a little too far, Jaden.
Okay, but I'm just saying.
Like, I'm about to call you Icarus because you're flying a little too close to the sun right now. We need to reel it back in. But anyway, yeah.
Just a little something.
Lots of ideas are possible with this space. And I feel like just a little usage of it would be very nice.
And even if you feel like it should not be open, you can put a window, like a curved window here. Granted, I know the glass doesn't touch, but you get the point.
Yeah, exactly.
Window.
But yeah, especially being high up, it just makes sense to have the balconies here, of all places.
And then you could even...
I think we're pushing it a little bit. Okay, let's continue.
Anyway.
We get the point.
Yeah.
But yeah, all the suites actually are different styles. And like with Titanic too, I get it because Titanic's very renowned.
They look beautiful.
They look beautiful. Titanic's renowned for having all her suites of different stylings. A lot of them did repeat. A lot of people don't know that. They did repeat. And on here we can see that there are some repeating styles, which makes sense to me. I also realized you can connect all of them right here, so we just keep going through the hallway.
You can... All of them.
All of them connect. It's giving very Disney.
You know what? I hate it now.
Hello there.
I dig it. I understand. Yeah. And then imagine all the balcony. Then you can rent out all the cabins. You know?
Exactly.
And then all the balconies would get opened up for you.
Oh my god, it's like that one murder mystery story. Instead of like the massive suite in the front, we just rent out like all the balconies.
rent out the entire deck of balconies on a Carnival ship, and you get a balcony that goes from the front all the way around the stern and back to the front.
Exactly. I love this idea.
Simply,
And
I wonder
then
how much that would cost. I need to get on the phone with my cruise planner.
too much. And yeah, this we're up here with the parlor suite now. This is parlor suite or regal suite? This is the bachelor suite, which would encompass this room and this room. And the door would close there.
Yes.
Yeah, very large, very in charge.
Yeah, I like it. It's cute.
Yeah. And I feel like with these parlor suites, you can get away with the faux fireplace and everything. It just makes sense. But, yeah.
Yeah. No one said it had to be an actual flame. It could be a LED screen or something. Or
Yeah.
like the little... Like,
Or even just like a little heater or something.
fake flame. Not even a heater, it's just the fake flames, you know?
Yeah. Something. And then we're back here on B deck. The promenade's over there. Nice seating around. A deck. Stop! And yeah, more styles down there. I'm not going to look through all the cabin styles. We're not doing that today.
It's cute.
It is cute.
I will say, I think I'm understanding why he did the promenade, though. Because there are cabins between here and the entertainment venues that are back there, you can go outside to go around the cabins, which I get.
I get it,
but
because
I
there's
still wouldn't.
Yeah, I get it, but because there is a main staircase, like a main grand staircase connected to the start of the venue, and then there's the staircase D through the venues. I don't know. I feel like you could easily go around it other ways.
Yeah, you can.
Specifically through
even
the promenade deck.
Even just making this hallway not a straight shot would deter people from doing it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
And plus, if he continues on the actual, oh, I just got a message from something. Mute Discord or something. But no, if he continued passenger cabins like all the way through here, I don't know. I feel like it would look nice. Plus, you'd have
it would make sense.
You'd have wood paneled entryways for some of the suites like that. It would be gorgeous.
It would make sense to have it like that. It would.
Absolutely. Also, the bathrooms here is nice.
Well, I will admit a little random because this is all a cabin deck.
This is true. Let me see these. Oh yeah, these are normal staterooms at this point. These are no longer like suites. These are just normal staterooms.
This would be an interior with picture window, technically. So, just for connotation for people who don't understand cruise ships, that's what this would be considered.
Yeah, but because it's on this deck, you could easily make them balcony suites, or not suites, but you can name them like standard veranda cabin, etc.
Oh, I went into the suite.
This is a suite, yeah. This is a suite?
This is the
These
full...
are all normal.
No, this one's definitely a suite.
Yeah, this one's a suite here. I don't remember the... Yeah, this is the weird...
Oh, and then... Oh, the panorama and the observation suite.
Yes.
And the Chippendale suite. Okay.
So...
You go first.
Let me take a gander at them. So, I have many complaints with this suite, but also, I will say, the overall design's very nice. I think actual style of the suite, I very appreciate. I also just now realized there's a massive skylight in the ceiling.
Yeah.
I'm only just now noticing it, because I noticed from the outside, and I was like, oh, I wonder what that connects to, and I just never put two and two together that it just connects up here. I think, overall, it's a very nice thing here. I also realize this is a balcony. This is the veranda that was missing, that we kept saying, like, oh, it'd be nice if they had a veranda. This is the veranda right here. And I think it might actually open, because I'm seeing the buttons here.
I thought this was like a TV built into the glass for a second.
It might be that too. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Overall, though, I do really like the design of this suite. I think the style is there. The layout is a little wonky, but now that I see that this is a veranda built in right here, it makes more sense to me now.
Yeah, it's supposed to represent the veranda of it, which, okay, get it. It makes sense.
Yeah, it's still a little wacky, but I get it. It makes sense to me. What's in there?
Oh, the bathroom. Oh my goodness. This is a very colorful bathroom. Big shower. Hated
Very big shower.
glass door even. Very nice.
Man, carnival ships, they could never. I will say the one complaint that I have with this suite is the forward-facing walkway. That's publicly accessible. Because you have the pools down here, so I'm imagining children, families, and etc. to be playing down here. And they have access to a hallway from right here, going into the interior. But it's because they have this staircase up here into another promenade area. You would have people literally passing by your suite daily.
Exactly. It would be odd, and it would be, especially because, like, you know, people have ice cream on cruise ships, you know, so I know there's probably curtains, but not everybody has time to close curtains before you have ice cream. So it's Did you just realize what I was talking about?
It definitely clicked when you went into the bedroom, and I went, "Oh, we're watching the WWE SmackDown. Like, I get it. I get it."
Did you? Oh my! Did you not listen to Lizzie? Come on. Lizzie would be so upset with you.
Okay, come on.
And so would what was the oldest couple's names? I don't even remember.
I don't know. I wasn't there.
Oh. We need to do a story time of that event.
We will eventually. I had to tell my coworkers about it. Anyway, but back to Titanic 2. I think it would have been a much better idea. Like, let's say you put the balconies in or whatever for the suites and standard veranda cabins. Closing this forward deck off just right here and having this forward deck split up into 3 different balconies. Perfect. Because then this would explain how expensive this suite would be. You'd have this massive balcony here, which isn't fully private, of course. You can still look down from here. But it's sheltered enough that it works.
Exactly.
And it's big enough you can fit a hot tub as well.
I will say it's not sheltered enough.
It's not sheltered enough from this lower pool.
Well, it's not sheltered enough to be a balcony this low to the water for an ocean liner.
Well, fair. I'm just thinking that, like, giving this as a balcony to this suite makes the most sense, having this walkway here. Like, if you're going to keep the walkway, it should go to the suite.
Yes, it should. It should. 100%.
Yeah. If not that, then possibly glass enclosing the entire front of this thing. That would also make sense.
It would. Or even you could, like, just superstructure it over and not have a deck out here too. That's also an option.
Yeah, that would also work. But I know he's wanting to get a silhouette, so I don't know, it makes sense to just make it a balcony and all. Whatever. Yeah. Anyway. Looking exterior-wise at the other suites, we also have another little faux veranda on this, the Chippendale suite, which, love the name.
Yes, Chippendale.
I love
the interior of this suite.
It's so cute.
It's so good.
And then observation suite.
The observation suite is very luxurious, and I love it.
Yes, it's giving Art Deco, and that's my favorite. I love her. Oh, and the bathroom is so much more tamed. I love it.
It could have more green, I will say. But
you can never go wrong with the green bathroom. That's number one, Cronos. If you're watching, can never go wrong with the green prismarine bathroom.
It's gorgeous to do them, simply.
Absolutely. Go look at our review for Explorer. Octavian Explorer. You'll see what we mean. Yeah, more suites in there. Yeah. I think we've had our comeuppance for this deck. I think we're good to continue on. Going down, we have the B deck, which is originally C deck. So you have your inquiry office, purser, and the chief steward. Does Kim 2 have an office for the chief steward? Or like a window for the chief steward?
Not that I know. I'm sure there might be, but I just don't know.
Okay. Yeah, just around the space, we got office, purser. You have the touring office right here, so I'm assuming kind of shore excursions type area. Yeah, and then going around, we have the media office. Now this is interesting to me, someone who works with the media. I'm curious what's actually in here.
You tell me.
So, looks like we have like a little office space. You have the studio. Oh my god, they have the news! Jane, they do the news in here.
They do the news?
They have the news.
I love that.
There's a news studio.
I love that.
Oh, this is so happy to me. I love this. A little audio recording booth. And then the control room. Now, Cronos. Cronos, I work in one of these type rooms. I could give you a picture of what these are supposed to look like. This is a little spar, little barren. I'll send you some pics. Don't worry. No, we're gonna improve this on the update.
Oh goodness.
Goodness gracious! You don't know what kind of can of worms you've just unpacked. Okay, so going forward to the upper.
No, I just noticed the sign.
Yeah, to forward pool deck.
No, that's not up there. I didn't see that on the other deck.
It was
to
not
go to
on
the pool deck.
It was not on the upper deck. There is a
So
door
I'm thinking-
on either side, though.
I know. I'm thinking this might be the intended entrance, and that one's the secondary.
That would make sense.
hmm
And can I say our comeuppance with the cabins on this deck, though? Because this is where they begin.
So,
Okay,
due to
hold up. Before we talk about them, should we make a copy paste of the layouts outside the ship real fast? Because that would be an easy way to explain everything.
I'll do that. You start showing them off. Sound good?
That works. You do your magic, man. Okay, so going into these cabins, we have a hallway with 6 individual cabins, and all these are relatively small in size, which is a little shocking to me, considering these are, well, has a window, so we're gonna look at the opposite version of this, which is an interior style. So 4 interior cabins, and then another one that's exterior with a porthole. Now these are relatively small for cruise ship standards. The size more reminds me of like what you see on like a cruise ferry, which, you know, because of limited restrictions, they kind of have to make cramped-ish areas for cabins and such. And overall, I don't like these that much, because it just doesn't fit like a cruise ship, ocean liner vibe. Like, I get the styles, though.
Okay.
I like the styling. Okay, you gotta...
If you want to go off the starboard bow.
Oh, you said starboard. I went to port. Oh, you did the whole thing.
So, firstly, why is there a public restroom in the middle of the cabins?
So I don't know. I'd imagine it's maybe for the pools?
Okay,
But it's still
fair.
weird that it's there.
Yeah, it's odd.
I'm also gonna
But
lower
anyway.
this down so we have more like a block of layout to work with. If that's okay.
Oh, that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, so I'm gonna open my chat up here so no one say anything bad here. No, I think in terms of the layouts, literally so the cabins layout he had for the A deck / B deck promenade cabins, what we were saying could be standard verandas. That layout here, like having,
So,
let's say even a 4 or 5 block wide. Now
that's a super long cabin.
this is a very super long cabin, but it could easily be broken up even more. So let's say, yeah, because these are all split up into 4s here.
Well, the cabin would not be this big, Daytona.
It definitely would not be this big. But I'm trying to think of how we could split this up into making it work. So let's say little workspace over here or something. So couch, the bed here, and then because of how big he has the bathrooms as being 2x3 right there.
Okay, so that's the width.
That's the width of a
depth
normal cabin. And then you can push the hallway either over or have something so he has an inner hallway here and then have an interior cabins.
Yes, so then this would be, this is where you can, okay, so the reason why this is a problem, ships in the olden days, yes, they were built with having
6 cabins
hallways
like
that go down with cabins flanked in either side. The reason this is not done on modern day ships is one, because it leads to confusion because there's so many different diverging directions.
Yes, so let's say if there's a fire at the end of the hallway and you don't know, like this hallway here leads to the staircase and you're in a cabin over here or something, you turn on this hallway and you are suddenly lost down this hallway versus turning to go to the staircase. Suddenly the fire comes down the hallway and now you're trapped in this dead-end hallway. Yeah, so that's why ships no longer have that.
It's just not safe.
Very
so
much.
what you can do, however, so you have the main straight line of cabins, okay? And then you can have either interiors coming straight off of it like this, which would be the more practical usage.
Let me figure out what this is.
Or you can turn them and have hallways coming down this way across the width. You can do that, because then it's still going to dead end you into another straight line hallway, which will guide you out.
And what you could also do, if let's say you wanted to do the turned cabin like this, so cabin like that, and then like that, you could in the middle put the AC unit for giving, you know, cold air, nice air to all the cabins around us. That would work as well and fill up more space and be practical versus having a bajillion interior cabins, because not everyone wants to travel interior, of course, and having an AC just dotted here and there, or even like a little pantry to service passenger usage.
A linen closet, you know.
Yeah, linen closet, anything. It just makes sense to have in that little middle gap area.
Yeah, it's just the current cabin layout is unsafe. The designs are fine.
Design's fine. I think
It's
variety
the
of
layout.
styles is okay. It's the layout's just dangerous in terms of modern
Just
safety
from
stylings.
a safety standpoint, it is not gonna fly.
Yeah, I can get away with it in like the crew hallways, but up here in passenger, no. Crew are trained.
Crew is about the only place that you can get away with it for.
Yeah, and that's only mainly because they're trained to know where to go at all times. Passengers who get on only for 5 to 7 days, maybe even less than that, probably will not be trained, obviously.
Exactly.
Yeah, so it just makes sense to kind of adjust this. And plus, giving more room like this to passenger cabins, it will reduce the number of passengers, like capacity-wise on the ship, but it's just going to improve the state of life on board, honest and truly.
Like these cabins, they're not horrible, but they are very small.
Very small. Even just doing like these two cabins combined, that would be plenty space. But again, dead end hallway is just not.
Scale. I am confused on the scale. I think what does not help is the splitting of the beds, and then the fact that the bathroom is built out so large. On modern ships, bathrooms are very compact.
Very compact. Like modern cruise ships, we could literally fit a bathroom in a 2x2 square, basically.
And even smaller, really. Like,
yeah.
the wall should be like there, and then everything. Yeah. In a modern cruise ship bathroom, unless you're in a suite, you can sit on the toilet, wash your hands, and take a shower at the same time.
Literally. And in terms of like wardrobe space, instead of putting it in the room itself, which you still can do, You can easily just put it right here by the door.
It's built into the walls normally,
Yeah.
and it's not like a separate unit.
And if you have a universal design per cabin, you could just blend it in, so it's perfect either way.
Because, like, realistically, yeah, this would jut out some, and then this wall wouldn't be this thick. It'd be like, this would be a trapdoor thick, and then, like, the hallway would be shifted over in between these two, and the wardrobe would, like, we know, realism's sake, that's what it would be, but you have limits in Minecraft, and this is what you gotta do.
Yeah, and in terms of the layout for the extra room, because I just did this with couches near to the porthole and the beds over here, you can also swap that, so the bed's closer to the porthole, and the couch is over here.
You can even center it where the bed's on the porthole right here,
Exactly.
and then the couch is pushed up against the bathroom, and then you have the vanity right here. Like,
or even the vanity on the bathroom, and then couch here, or over that catty corner.
The vanity can even wrap around the corner right here, and then sofa.
Like, there's just so many varieties you can do with this general layout, and that's why it's like the most popular use thing on
And then
cruises.
even if you want to make it a little funky, you can even curve the walls of the cabin and have them interlock with each other.
Yeah, something kind of like that.
So then you'd have the couches built into the wall right here or something.
Yeah, or the beds here. The vanity.
Then the couch is,
vanity bumped out there. Something weird, something interesting.
Yeah. If you want to make it funky, that
yeah,
is.
exactly.
You don't have to.
You don't
but
have
like
to.
That's even a design that you can do. It's really, you can do a lot of variety with such small space.
Exactly, and it gives you, I don't know, it just improves the comfort of life on board.
Yeah, if it's you wanting, if the design you want to make it unique, you could do it this way. If you want to make it more standard, just do the straight cabins. Like it just depends.
It depends on just about what you want. But anyway, we did this massive divergent talking about cabins and such. Let's go ahead and head back into the ship.
I have a topic that I want to cover.
Is it what I think it is?
Yes, it exactly is.
Okay. We can continue on.
So before we go in here, I do have questions about the locations of some of the venues, but
Jaden does not like the staircase colors at all.
Firstly, I want to know who did this, because I would like a talk.
Simply, simply, black top, black bottom, big bold white text. Who did this?
I am sorry, but the only word I can use to describe this is atrocious. I am sorry, and I hate to say it, but that is the only way I can describe this staircase.
It's a lot. It's very.
There's a lot to take in here. I understand that this is supposed to represent a pattern of some sort, but it's just...
It's a lot.
Between the gold, the red, the honey, and then the bamboo, and then the white, it's just... Oh. Yeah.
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 So going back up here, we actually have, like, the boardroom conference centers up here. Which is a very interesting location.
Yeah, it's tucked away and out of the way. I get it. It's very odd. The placement.
Very strange placement.
And then
the other side is
the seashell bar,
which I can get behind the bar. There is no bar. Wait, what?
I think it's more of a sit-down bar type thing.
Okay.
It's a bar. I mean,
it's a bar, and it is a nice location because of the pool. I would, if he does the enclosed thing we were mentioning, he could open up
a bar open.
Like an open air bar type situation. I think that would be good as well.
That would be nice.
Yeah.
Nice little concept.
Exactly. And then going forward, just a lot of crew stuff, so we don't really gotta look too much into here. Just you know, mooring stations, that sort of stuff. So going down.
Now we're in the hull.
We are in the hull itself. Bosun store.
Bosun store. I don't know what that is.
I know the term. I can't think of what exactly it is. Oh, here's the mooring station.
Oh, yeah. Mooring station, it looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, no complaints here. It's nicely done.
It's
a
a
lot of
mooring
detail.
station.
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah. And he does have the little doorways on the sides here for the platforms.
Yes, thank goodness.
Thank goodness. Okay, so going back, we now have these standardized cabins, which these have the normal layout that we were just talking about. This layout makes sense.
Yeah, this is a generic cruise ship layout, which again, wardrobe could go over here, but I see you have coat hooks instead.
Yeah.
But this layout works. I would like to see bigger windows or windows that you can see out of more.
Yeah, but we'll get to that at the end as well, because we have some suggestions. So, continuing on, lots more little cabins. These are all standard.
I do have a question about the random bathrooms just dotted in the cabins.
I truly don't know, because it doesn't make sense, because all the cabins have private bathrooms, and all interior cabins have private bathrooms as well.
Wait, does this just dead end?
This just dead ends. Wait, that...
Cronos.
What's behind this?
Theater?
It's the theater.
Oh my.
So, here's a suggestion for this. Hallway around the theater, because right now the theater's just bumped up against the side of the ship. Put a hallway. Just a hallway. Remove the statues, move this cabin, make a hallway that wraps around the theater. There is a reason why QM2 does that. There's a reason why most cruise ships do that. It wrapping around connects up to the reception room of the right before you get to the dining. It makes sense. It makes sense to have it connecting.
It's just a general access thing because you have to go down. Oh, wait. So all of these passenger cabins actually don't have access. You have to go up.
Yeah, you have to go
and cross
the pool deck.
So to get anywhere from these cabins, you have to go across the open pool deck.
Yeah, I'm realizing that, and that's not good. That's a very bad thing. Unless you want to go down below.
You can't go. That's true.
Oh no! Wait, Cronos. Oh no!
Yeah, you can't. You can't.
Oh, these poor passengers.
Wow.
Oh my. Okay.
Huh.
Well, there's a massive suggestion that's not even a suggestion. It's kind of like a you need to do this.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, these poor passengers. Like, they're just trapped.
Okay, well, I guess we'll fly through and go to the theater now.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the theater, as the man on the server who does theaters.
Yeah, this is Daytona's gripe.
This,
you can go at it.
I am not a fan of this theater at all. It's too... I don't even know how to describe it. It's too... barren, I guess? I don't know. The overall design's very nice. Like, don't get me wrong. Overall design of the theater is good. I think, in terms of size, I don't think the size was utilized as well as it could be. So, like we said, hallways to these two decks of cabins would minimize the space of the theater and make it more... what's the word? What's the word? It'd make it more intimate.
Cozy?
Cozy, intimate.
Okay.
It would connect the space a bit more. As well as, if you have a seat at the back of the theater, let's say this seat specifically, I cannot see the stage.
Yeah.
These ones even pushing it even more because the pillars. And then you get to these ones, and again, pillars are in the way, but it makes more sense. These ones.
Yeah, these can pass.
Yeah.
I will say, so I understand why he did this to utilize the space, but if you had pulled the stage forward, even if it's just like 10 blocks, you could have allowed space for backstage as well.
Because backstage is really very shallow.
There's not a backstage.
Yeah, if you just pop through the curtain. It's
Like
literally
truly,
one
there's
block, and then a
like
door.
there's nothing. I don't even think that's a door.
That's a door.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then you got this
Yeah.
little
So
backstage platform.
so there's really not a lot going on here. There's no storage space. There's no prop setting up.
There's not
there's
even
nothing.
like a lighting rig above the stage itself.
Yeah, it's just what's on the outside up here.
Yeah, it's very much just a
So
facade for the theater.
what I would say to give the more grandiose like theater aspect, this uptake can be shrunk a lot, like
A
drastically.
lot.
So that could pull this wall in, and then
Pull the wall in, and
pull
maybe
the
on the back end of the uptake as like a pantry to service the theater itself.
as a bar.
As a bar, yes.
And so pull the stage forward, build it backstage, and then honestly, the floor could be raised to make the ceiling less ominous, or even drop the ceiling a little bit just to shrink it and close it in. And then with that, and taking in the walls for those hallways to access the cabins, that would like drastically help.
Or if he wanted to add more rays on seats, he could easily add that, like adding the hallways and everything. You don't even have to drop the ceiling, just adding the bumps for seating. I don't want to say going all the way up to the D deck reception
Truly,
level.
you could tier up to this level.
You could, but I'm like, that might be too much tier.
I don't. Okay,
Maybe.
well, maybe. Okay,
I think if it was up to,
honestly.
I think if like the door for the theater was here, this is fine. But because
well, don't forget that the wall can get pushed back to here.
yes, but I'm saying if he starts the door here, this I don't like that. But if he has the entrance to the theater on that level up here, then it makes more sense. And you can easily put an arch around the middle of the theater to make it more cozy, compacted, and you could get even more seats in the theater. So all the seats that would get removed from the hallway, you could add up there.
Yeah, it seems ironic that you could do that, but you really could.
You really could. Or if you just
Like,
wanted to do
really,
the one-level theater, just adding more tier on this level would.
you could really even put a balcony if you really want to push it. Like, if you really want to push it, you could add a balcony here and tier it up by one level and have a step up on this upper level. Like,
Yeah,
you could.
You could.
I wouldn't recommend it, but
I think it'd be a little pointless, but you very much could.
yeah, it would be a little. That would make it even more compact, but it would work.
Yeah, I would just recommend looking at like one-story theaters on cruise ships because they do exist. They are around.
The Oceania Marina and Riviera have them in their bigger ships and their one-story theaters.
They're beautiful, and I think that would be a good inspiration to how to improve this theater.
That would be really good.
Yeah, and also just removing the statues, in my opinion, because they're very pointless. Like, I get why they're here, because they're neat, don't get me wrong, they're just very much pointless in a theater sense. Because if you add the hallway and everything...
If you wanted to... What? Sorry.
I was gonna say, if you had the hallway, you could easily curve the front of the stage area. Let's say, like, over here to match the hallway, whatever. Adding a TV screen or something on this wall would be good as well.
That would help.
Yeah, because then you can have extra showcase stuff.
They could be added. So if he changed it to have the entrance up here, you could build the statue in like a little like nook right here and have like some greenery around it.
Yeah,
and make it more
even making it part of a spiral staircase or something, like at the center point of the staircase.
That would be nice.
Like that'd be cool. Yeah, and very very cruise ship, very modern-esque, doing that.
Very entertainment architecture.
Very entertainment architecture, very much. But okay, going into here, this is the reception room on C deck, originally D deck. I know you're gonna have a gripe with it because it's very 1912. I fucking love this room. It's beautiful.
For what it is, I'm not mad at it because it is on Titanic too. So I get it. Yeah. I agree with it. I wish the windows were bigger, but I know you're just trying to keep the original design. But yeah,
And we'll
I'm
have
okay with
ideas
it.
for the windows. Don't worry. We'll come back to it. We'll come back to it. I will say, do we want to bring up the grand staircase idea now or later? Now that
I
we're
feel like
here.
that would be later at the general list.
Okay, okay. So we'll just make a little bookmark here. Cronos, if we
The
don't come
the
back
theater
to it, yeah,
the theater thing was just tangent because we've realized the issues then and there.
absolutely. But we'll put a bookmark here, Cronos. If we don't come back to it, remind me, and I'll just DM it to you. We'll put a bookmark here if we don't forget about it later. Okay, the dining room. So dining room as a whole, it's giving dining room.
It is good.
It is good. I will say though, I think there's a missed opportunity to put a dome area in the middle. Once again. Just like the original Olympic class, it missed the opportunity to use the dome in the middle, but I get the reasoning, I guess.
One thing I do want to know is this buffet style dining room or is this a formal sit down dining room or is it both? Because there's buffet serving at both ends.
And I am not sure. It might just be where you can see the food, but not buffet style. Maybe?
Like I almost said salad station, but this is more than salad. This is like chicken burgers, tacos, and stuff.
Yeah, and there's also a drink station up here, so I'm not too certain, personally.
Yeah.
It's very confusing.
I will say you can have a dining room that has both, like on Enchanted Garden on Disney. They do it
both,
buffet style.
But they also integrate it very differently on Enchanted Garden. Like the buffet is all against the one side.
And it's very much so like when it's a sit-down restaurant, the buffet is not a center of focus. It's like the ceiling and everything.
Exactly. But yeah, and then in terms of the actual galley itself, what?
The room's good.
Room is good. I do really much like it. In terms of the actual galley itself, I can't talk too much. I have not built the galley on our current project just yet. So I don't have much to say.
I think it's good, honestly.
Yeah. I think
there's the appropriate pantries here. The colors are appropriate.
In terms
there's
of the
nothing
layout,
that I see that's wrong.
Yeah, in terms of layout though, I feel like the layout's a little too much like old style 1912-ish. But that's just because I at least know that much on a cruise ship is everything's more open versus having these windows.
Yeah. So one thing to note too, on modern ships, some of them relocate the bakery and things like that just down lower.
Yeah.
Because they don't need to be in the main galley, they just bake it elsewhere and bring it up.
Exactly.
So to free up more space in the galley and open up more passenger space on that deck, but also to relocate some stuff downstairs so that we don't have to transport goods as far. So it's like it's something to consider, not necessary, just something to consider. It's okay having them up here. It is.
Yeah. And then this is the Maritime Restaurant.
Yes. Okay, so this is another one that we're a little confused about with the buffet placement. Well, the buffet placement works, I will say.
This one I think the buffet works because it gives more Enchanted Garden where it's all against the one side, but then there's that middle one.
The middle one, I understand it. This is like your fruits. Cruise lines very often put the fruits in the middle.
Yes.
Now I will say, I do find it odd, a little jarring how like you're right here. I'm like, oh, this is an ocean liner, and then I turn around and then there's just a random buffet serving space.
Yeah.
I feel like it would work better. It's just a matter of integration of it into the space. It's just a little more integration, and I think it'd be perfect.
Yes. Also, on the release video, he had this labeled as the Lido buffet, and I have to make the note that this is not a Lido. Lido deck is upstairs. Lido would be considered the promenade deck, basically. Like that upper high deck.
Now this is before we go in here. I need to see where this comes from. Is
This
this just a staircase?
this goes back to a staircase, yes.
Okay, so there's the staircase. Okay, so on one side you have the long gallery, which it's a long gallery.
It's a
I will
very
say
long
that.
gallery.
Nice little sitting space. I'm not mad at it.
Yeah, I will
the
say
positioning is a little odd.
I don't think
But
if he has the long gallery, I think this hallway is just pointless. Because it would be the same shape regardless of if the hallway is here or not.
Yeah, I
It's
feel like
just
the hallway
random.
could be just integrated into the space.
Yeah.
Like you could still have this striped like walkway, but like I would open up the wall.
Open
or
up
at
the
least
wall.
put windows or something.
Yeah. Or even just putting like a small fence barrier like on this level
Mhm.
and then having it open.
With seating and stuff.
Exactly,
Like even
yeah.
a seated barrier. Like that would work.
Yeah, and even putting
But
like
that's just something small.
yeah, it can easily make it as well as maybe like part of a library, like having like a little bookcase or something, like something small, of course,
Hmm.
but just an
Yeah.
option of something here.
Yeah. It's cute though. I like it.
Overall, the design is very
Um,
nice. Don't get me wrong, it's really good. I just think it could be open, open and expanded.
The casino, um, this is very entertainment style.
This is very carnival 1990s, early 2000s.
Yeah, this looks like it belongs on like the Carnival Freedom.
Yes, and or like straight out of a Costa liner.
It really does.
Yeah.
It looks. I like it. Truthfully, I like this design of interior, the entertainment style. It is a lot. It's a lot.
It is a lot. I think it's also same thing with what we said with the long gallery. It could easily be opened up and expanded and have the walkway still here.
Exactly.
Just to open it up, because it doesn't need to be enclosed.
It does not. No. Like yeah, it's loud, but the dining room isn't that quiet either. So.
Exactly. And plus, with the option of possibly throwing the casino upstairs in the smoking room, you could easily change this into something else entirely if you did do that swap over.
Exactly. And I will say, I do find the layout odd. How you have to... Granted, I'm used to cruise ships in QM2 where all the entertainment is just like streamlined onto 3 decks and that's it.
Yeah.
So I do find it odd that things are so like
Spread out.
mixed in.
Yeah.
But that's just something I'm not used to. The layout of the ship so far has made sense. It's just odd to me.
I also will say the long gallery hallway before you hit the long gallery, it just dead ends. There's no door here. It just dead ends. So if there is a fire, like you're stuck
You
here.
can put the statue here.
You could put the statue here. On the
There we
other
go.
side, there is a door though. So I'm curious why there isn't a door on the other side as well. Because one could be added
You
easily.
could've. Yeah, I would have added a door there.
Yeah, and then this is the aft mooring station, which is massive.
Okay. Works for me.
There you go. Add a big, what is it, number 2 on the back of the ship, you know?
Yeah.
Lord.
He doesn't have it. Too bad.
Man. The opportunity was right
Oh,
there,
yeah.
too. He could have added the 2.
And this is legit just cabins.
This is just cabins.
Same issue again. The skinny hallways with the cabin. Like it's same problem as we discussed already.
And I did come up with another option design for the cabin, but I'll bring that up at the end as well, since we have the layouts already still outside. This little boarding hallway. Do you want to discuss this?
Okay, so there's an issue with the boarding doors and just general lack thereof.
Yeah, like general cargo door.
Yeah, so
Or
this
tender door.
This is a passenger boarding door, which is on an appropriate deck height. Okay, yeah, they could board on this deck. But there's one other, and that's the one in the atrium. Other than that, there's two doors that are against the water line, which are not even necessarily cargo. I guess they would have to be cargo doors. But the
Yeah,
issue is,
it's so
at
low.
yeah, so at a modern harbor, you would have like the bumpers that are about yay big around,
Yeah, so
and then the
the
pier
pier would be,
goes up to like here.
yeah.
So there is an issue of getting them into the ship.
And now, an option that I've personally seen is a 2-level cargo loading bay. I think it's Granger of the Seas has like a double-decker from like here.
QM2 has a double-decker cargo door in the stern on
I
either
think
side.
if he wanted to keep the door here for like, tender purposes as well, I guess, he could easily extend it up to this deck, have the main, a second door here, and maybe an elevator that lowers it down to this deck, and then the cargo goes into the actual crew hallway.
Yeah, and another issue too. So ports of call, like if this ever did cruises, the piers are not that much shorter than at the terminal ports.
Yeah,
The pier would be about here. So again, you either have to put a ladder down from the top one, like a staircase, or you can't use the bottom one.
you just can't use
So
that one.
on most modern ships, you have a tender deck, which is what you have right here, which is good, and then you have another crew deck right here that would have the tender doors on it, and then from this deck height, there's ramps that come out, and that's how you get onto the piers.
Yeah.
Generally speaking. Now,
And
granted,
then,
if you don't need that crew deck, you would just put this on a passenger deck, but it's just like it's missing on this deck.
exactly. And they're just missing those types of doors just in general, because there's only 4 either side, not counting the ones up there in the white. Like 4 in the black section. So only 4 boarding doors, period, in the black section
It's a,
around the ship.
it's just a little bit of a like logistical issue.
Yeah. And I think just adding some type of door on this deck would have been logistically fine. It would
Yeah,
have
it
made
would
sense.
help a lot.
Yeah.
Specifically
This deck.
for cargo and tendering purposes.
Yeah. Continuing on, because right here at Staircase D, forward second class. Again, these cabins, they're much bigger than the ones we previously seen, but I think same issue still stands with them. But they're just too small, and the dead end hallway just would not fit standards. Oh,
Okay.
what's around this?
I guess it's crew space?
Possibly store, pantry maybe? No, that doesn't go all the way around.
I mean, cross through the elevator lobby.
Here we go. Steward's cabins.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So the hallway just kind of abruptly ends here and then restarts after the staircase. Okay.
Yes, and it.
I can't. That's fine. Yeah.
Oh, here it is. Here's the door. Yeah, this leads into it, and it has a staircase up to the galley.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Not too bad. Okay, continuing on. Lots more cabins and whatever. We can kind of skip a bunch of these. Going to this level, staircase B, we have Ilmare.
Looks like a little sushi burger shop. Yeah.
Kind of, yeah. And then I like the little faux cow vent here in the corner.
I feel like this is like.
Oh, there's 2 of them. Very nautical theme.
For some reason, this is giving like Oriental vibes.
Maybe?
Don't know why.
I don't know. It's giving me more like. Oh, it's giving ocean liner because of the cow vents. Now that I've seen them.
Do you want to spend one short day in the Emerald City, Daytona?
One short day in the Emerald City. Do you think he saw the movie and was like, I need to?
You know, I understand. It's cute. I like
Cronos,
it.
are you a Wicked fan?
Are you a Wicked fan?
Are you a Wicked fan? Are you one of us?
Sweetheart.
Oh, sweetheart.
That one's cute.
Oh, bless your heart.
Oh, sweetheart. Duty free.
Yes. Okay.
It is duty free.
Sure
That's
is.
for sure.
I mean, there's nothing on the shelf. This must be very free. Everyone took everything.
That's the theater.
Yeah. Maybe we just cut across.
Crossing.
Sweet Symphony. Lots of
Okay,
suits.
for if you forgot your suit on shore.
Does it say Sweet
I
Symphony or does it say Suit Symphony?
I will say, where's the changing rooms to try this on?
Yes,
Or do
I
you not get
don't
to try it on?
see. I don't see any formal dressing rooms or anything, because that is something that's
Yeah.
very much needed. What is this?
Pizza Hut.
Oh, God,
No one out pizzas the hut.
not the
Okay.
Pizza Hut.
All right, and then Bosporus.
Bosporus? Bospus? Maybe?
It's like a little bar. Okay,
I think this is your Oriental one that you were referring to.
maybe. I
Maybe.
don't know.
Okay, well there we
And
go.
Let's go down.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, this is the
This is
spa.
the spa club.
Okay, because there's
There's more shops
So
here.
pins and balls.
Pins and ball. Oh, it's
That's
it's the bowling alley.
Another one?
There's another one.
There was two bowling lanes in the casino.
Yeah.
Sports hall and hospital. Oh yeah, the sports hall.
Yeah.
So I get it. It's cute. It's just
It's very
I don't think this
random.
would ever happen.
It's very
Yeah.
random.
Yeah. I do like the idea of the squash court that we discussed that he did.
Yes.
How like
the way the walls fall down.
theoretically yeah, how the walls fold and then it's a squash court. I really like that idea.
I do as well.
I love that.
I think
Um
okay, so in terms of like a modern ship, usually like a sports hall like this, because I'm thinking quantum class, right? Like that's the image that comes into my head when I think sports hall on a
and
cruise ship.
MSC.
Yeah, MSC as well, where it's up high near like the kids clubs, the buffet type area, like around the
Mhm.
other sports type areas. So
Yeah, I feel like
yeah.
this is like where this is close to the spa, which normally is close to the gym, which I think might be the connotation there.
Yes,
Oh.
but because the gym is up in the gym location, Titanic wise, just feels a little out of place. And
Yeah,
because
so
you
it's,
also
I like this idea.
yeah, I like the
yeah.
idea. I like the concept. I like the concepts of a plan here. I just think you also have that giant area with the tennis courts up on deck, and I feel like you could easily incorporate a lot of the things in this room up in that space as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. It's a good idea though, don't get me wrong.
It is. It is.
Just might need a little,
And now,
little
the
adjusted.
spa.
Yes, Spa und Swimming-Bad.
I do thoroughly enjoy this spa. It is very nicely done.
I like the
It
hot
looks
stone
good.
room. The bamboo is beautiful.
All the rooms look just wonderful.
And the swirl
It-
on the ceiling is a very nice touch.
mhm.
The little zigzag.
Yeah,
Massage
it's
rooms.
very nicely done in here.
And all the massage rooms
Now-
are just like very. I love them.
Now I want to know. The showers would normally be separated.
Yeah.
Just general, just good to know. Cooling room looks great. Now
Yeah.
the gripe that we have
is
with
the
the
pool.
spa. It's the pool. I understand why you did it like this. I get it. However, having a pool down here in the ship, it's nice, but it can't like this size is a bit overdone.
Yeah, as well as with the water level. Hold on. Oh my god, if I could spell, it should be lower by 1.
Mm-hmm.
And like having the
Now,
waterfall
granted,
from the hot tubs makes sense.
Now, granted, you could build it up and add a slab around the edge, and that would fix the problem too.
Mm-hmm.
But generally, I would advise to like doing like a wading depth, like just a splash area, and then the deeper center.
Exactly, because it doesn't need to be this deep. Because you have other pools around the area, and a spa pool is not an actual pool. It's meant to be just a little plunge bath situation.
Yeah, all pools are more just meant to be you get in and you soak. You don't really swim much.
Exactly, it's not that deep. It's not that deep, guys.
Rest of the spot over here, it looks good. Oh, yoga room. Hey, look in here.
Ooh.
That's cute.
Oh. Yeah.
Like this.
The sauna?
Sauna.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
I dig it. Nice use of the honey.
I
like this
really
light
do like
fixture.
the honey.
Yeah, this is a good light fixture. Look at that.
Oh, I really
This ball looks great.
Hold on, come back here. I just wanted to see that.
I'm just gonna leave you to that, you know.
Sorry, the noise is just very satisfying. There is also the bathrooms on this side, as well as crew only, a steam bath, and the temperate room. Ooh, this one's bright.
Old.
Very gold.
Yeah, this ball looks great. I love it.
It's just the pool that we have our comeuppance with, basically.
Yeah, that is literally the only thing. It's the pool. Yeah.
Nice.
Does this continue farther? Yes. No, it does not.
No. So we're done with this area. Now, I did see a location up here whenever we went out the boarding door. Because technically we should be able to access the I-95 somewheres. But going back,
Probably through this lobby.
probably. I'm going back down to...
Oh, that's not lobby.
I'm going back to staircase D because I know that connects up to it. Here we go. So there was something I spotted on here, which is the garden restaurant. I spotted this through the window, and I was like, what?
Oh.
It's very just randomly here. The style is very nice, though.
I love the interior of this. Like, truly.
Yeah, it's just very random down here. And I think it stretches to both sides?
It's on both sides, yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, it's very randomly placed. Oh, this is different. It has the little middle bit. Ooh. Okay, word. I dig this area. I think if it was in a different location, I think it would have been better though. Because it's very random down here.
Mm-hmm. There's just more cabins.
More cabins. Yeah. With the bathrooms and such. Okay.
Well, that makes sense with the restaurant right there.
Well, yeah. In here, we got the cinema. Now, I don't have many gripes about the cinema. I think it looks fine. It gets the job done.
I don't really have any issues with this. It makes sense.
We have,
Placement's good.
Yeah, we have other gripes with other situations around the cinema, but we'll get to that.
Yeah.
Okay, so going out, we got the Timber Lounge and I-95, or Scotland Road.
Yeah.
Now, this goes all the way around the ship, like full length, basically. And I'm going to take just one look at a crew cabin. And, yep, very generous for a crew cabin. It's honestly giving me the Wilhelm Gustloff crew cabin vibes by how big it is.
This looks like a passenger cabin.
No, for real. That's what I mean by the. It gives me Wilhelm
So
Gustloff vibes, because like Wilhelm Gustloff was very generous to their crew.
that should have been. This is about the appropriate size right here.
Yeah. Well, okay, because it's a porthole cabin, this is actually pretty decent for one of these cabins, because it would be listed as an air quotes officer cabin with a porthole.
Yeah.
So like it makes sense, but I know that he probably just went with that as a standard for all of them. Oh my. Oh my. Oh god, Jaden.
I mean, that's a bit extreme about doing it in a crew area.
It just goes on. Look at the chief steward though.
Oh wow.
Very
You know,
generous.
okay, so yeah, this wouldn't fly.
Yeah. I will say the actual design of the crew cabins is very interesting because you have the living space first and then it leads into the bathroom at the back. And I don't hate that actually. Like it actually makes sense to have the bigger bathroom, but the space is just more cramped doing this. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I like it, but I don't know. I don't know what to feel about that.
It's different.
It's very
not bad.
different.
It's-
Yeah,
yeah.
I like it. Store.
Now,
More stores.
do we want to go to the powertrain?
Yes.
Let's go outside. And the first major point that we need to discuss. I will give you night vision for Daytona.
Thank you. And water breathing, please.
Why do you need that? You're in survive and creative.
Oh, because it clears up the water even more.
Really?
Yeah. At least it used to. Try it. Am I correct? No, they must have removed it. Okay, cool. Probably did it when the text was changed. Because it used to, if you did night vision and water breathing, it would like clear up the water. But I guess because the text was changed, not one update, I think 1.13 maybe? I don't know. They probably got rid of it. Whatever.
No.
Okay.
Anyway.
Yep.
Okay. So these propellers are nice. I will say they are inverted. That's a flipping error. You have to, like, when you're flipping, you have to be careful with propellers.
Yeah.
I normally leave my propellers off until I'm done flipping in that area.
Mhm.
Now, the actual issue is that the aft pair of rudders cannot turn inwards without hitting the other azopod.
Yeah, I'm looking from down below, looking up, and it's very clear that they would not be able to turn without hitting the other.
Yeah, so they can't spin like an azopod should, and then the forward set of azopods can't spin inwards, and if it spins outwards, it's like pointless because the stabilizer's right here, so these should not be swivel mounted, which I'm assuming they are because of the red wool block insinuating that.
Yeah.
So this lies with the issue of the stern design. And one thing that you unfortunately cannot do is a stern of this design with azopods. Like, shaft propelled would have worked better with this.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want it azopods, unfortunately you have to do a stern
As
like
a
QM2s.
more QM2s, from what my understanding is, and this is coming from someone who has done ocean liners literally their entire career and has only recently dabbled in cruise ships, you need more of the flat bottom. So like this is too steep for this to work. You need more of the flat bottom, more wide
So
surface.
you need a tandem stern for a flat bottomed hull, which is
Yes.
one is more hydrodynamic. It flows easier through the water when the stern is just flat. It also allows the mounting of azopods without having the obnoxiously long, like, struts holding it on.
Yeah, and I'll show some examples of our builds that kind of explain this, at least for when we say flat bottom hulls, what that kind of insinuates, because, you know, that can only mean so much to some people.
Yeah. And yeah, it's just overall stability purposes. That's why most or all modern ships are built that way. It's stability.
Yeah.
I will say you can do this style stern and make the azipods work if you really want to, but you'd have to go much more Poseidon-esque with it.
Very much Poseidon-esque.
You'd have to have it be much more of a wider, round stern, more circular versus elongated, to allow for that underhull to be the correct shape.
Yeah.
So
I will say, if you did do the Poseidon stern route, make it much wider on the back, it would actually give you more room to write out the name of the ship in bigger letters.
That's true.
Yeah.
And I will say too that if you had done a tandem stern like QM2 has, it could have easily been blended with the yacht style stern that Titanic does have.
A good example would be the Clive Palmer Titanic 2, where it has the tandem stern plus the cruiser on top of it with the flat bottom azipod setup situation.
Now, granted, we're aware that that's not pretty.
Not pretty
but
at all.
For realism's sake, that's just what has to happen.
Yeah. Also, I'm going through the promenade again. I found there's an ice cream parlor on the promenade deck.
Really?
Yeah, you might recognize it. Have you seen Stranger Things?
No, I have not.
Oh, never mind then. You're not gonna get it. This is Scoops Ahoy. This is a restaurant in the show. It's an ice cream parlor, and in the back, this is where they decipher Russian to stop the Russian spies. So,
Oh, how neat.
yeah. And the other side has a burger joint. And now I am realizing we actually did not look at a whole group of rooms up here on the promenade deck.
We skipped them?
We skipped every single room between the forward staircase and the aft staircase. What's this? Godiva, Belgium. Nice. Blunt effect. Clear.
I'm assuming a chocolate.
Yeah, it's the
like
chocolate
bakery
store.
thing.
Yeah.
Blue Lagoon.
Colorful Vision.
Sweet Dreams. So there's 2 candy shops?
I guess so?
Huh. Okay. White Star Fashion. Cute. I like this.
Yeah. I still think it's such a sad thing that he didn't do the Heart of the Ocean jewelry. Like, tell me that would have been perfect.
It would have been.
Yeah, and then, of course, we got the main lounge here, which... Jade, would you like to talk about your comeuppance with the lounge?
So, it looks good. It does look good.
It looks very good, in my opinion.
My gripe with it is it does not match the rest of the ship.
Yeah.
This looks like... I don't even know the time period to place it. Daytona does. But it looks like... So, I know it's a modernized Titanic too. So there's Titanic elements, modern elements, and then there's this completely random element. Which doesn't match anything.
It's kind of 1970s, 80s cruise ship. Which is quite the stark contrast versus if you just, let's say for example, put Titanic's lounge here, which I think would have worked better because the lounge is one of the more iconic rooms. And you already have the grand staircase, you already have the reception room, the dining room. Adding the lounge would have just kind of made sense because it would have been another one of those photo ops plus like using it as a library function as well, which is what it was intended to be on Titanic, I think it would
Well,
have...
the writing room is right here and
Yeah.
replaced with the library. So,
But I also have my gripes with that library, so having the bookcase here in the original Titanic lounge, I think would have been the better option, because it would have doubled as a library / lounge space, and you could have easily thrown a bar in the writing room, which is, in my opinion, in this version, a little underused, because I know he turns it into a library, but a lot of this, the bookcases, in my opinion, I mean this in the nicest way possible, it feels kind of like an afterthought. Like,
yeah.
just looking at it, it's not giving cruise ship library, it's giving... I'm doing my research project at the local university, and I have to use their library, and this is what it looks like. Plus the flooring. Because cruise ship libraries don't have this librarian desk here, the library book service. That's just not something that is on a cruise ship. It's more of like a... kind of like Titanic rules of you take the book, you are renting that book for the vacation, and I think I don't know exactly because I've never actually rented a book from a cruise. I think you have to write your name in a book that states, I took this book, this is my room number, and so if you don't return the book, you get charged, basically, for the book.
Mm-hmm.
Ledger, that's the word. You put your name in a ledger. Yeah.
Well,
There you go.
I've never rented from a library on a ship either,
I've
so.
just walked around one. That's the max I've done. Board shop.
Book?
Board.
Okay.
Board shop.
Well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
There we go. I think that's everything, though.
Yeah. Overall, I think that's it.
Yeah.
Other than just suggested design changes, which Daytona can lead the way on that.
So, the biggest design change that I would suggest is, at least for the staircase here, it does not need to be your main staircase. I understand maybe wanting to use the grand staircase as the atrium, because it is a 2-story venue, it is massive, it's open, it is iconic, etc., etc. It is also so big that it's taking away the potential for other venues up on this deck. So, maybe turning this into a normal staircase at some level, or vice versa, or even just swapping this for literally just the atrium would be the better option, as well as putting this double-decker level plus dome down above the reception room. So let's say the A-deck level would be here, and then that way you would have inquiry office and everything at the, what would be the top, air quotes, of the grand staircase, and then you would have to just go one level down to the dining room. It's all just compacted into one. You would have the dining room right below it, and then one more level to the spot. It's all just very compact in that zone. And then,
which would help with the issue of it feeling like everything's like skewed about.
yes, it would also help with the idea of all the styles kind of mishmashing between 1912, modern, etc. It gives the 1912 section like its own section between what would be the boarding lobby. So imagine Purser's Inquiry being here in A deck. And then the dome would not be a real dome, it would be an LED dome, or a fake dome, whatever you want to call it, backlit. Basically a big giant screen behind whatever. Or it could literally be an actual dome, and then behind the glass is the screen that makes it look real. Because there is not a real point to have it in 2024. That's not a thing that's on modern cruise ships. And plus, if it's down below with an LED screen, nobody would be able to tell the difference if they're indoor or outdoor, if the dome is real, if it's not real. Nobody would be able to tell unless you literally pointed it out to them. And yeah, just having that down below makes sense.
Pretty much. Just the show factor.
Literally the show factor. But yeah, having that down below makes the most sense to both of us. And it would give you more room to add a proper venue up here to encompass this for this promenade deck to add on to the lounge, etc. Having another venue here that, you know, makes sense. As well as you could then move the gym from up this location down to the spa facilities as well. Because this could be easily changed to cabins and such.
Exactly.
Yeah. Also, I do like the White Star pub here. This is cute.
It is very cute.
Very cute. Was there anything else you would like to add with the whole grand staircase being moved concept?
Nope. You covered it.
Huzzah! Now, there is one other thing I wanted to mention with the layout, because I literally had this idea come to me whenever we were walking past everything. So I'm gonna fly down here real fast. I'm gonna stack this layout that we did. So, Jane, you're gonna have to work with me, girl.
I'm gonna just sit and wait.
Oh my god, it's midnight right now, so I'm having struggles trying to type everything right now. Okay. So I need everyone to just bear with me for like 2 seconds. So if you wanted to still do the like style like this where you have the main cabin here, main cabin, and then an interior here, he could still get away with it, I think. Because you could then put bathroom there. This would still be a very cramped interior, but you'd still have an interior here. And you could have a bit more bathroom here, or if you did that one. I don't know. I had this idea, and it made more sense in my head, but I might have been thinking of a more small. Oh, no.
Yeah.
No. I was thinking if the hallway was still here, where he originally had it, that's what my thought process was of...
Oh, just a long, skinny hallway into the cabin.
Hallway into the cabin.
Okay, I see that.
It'd be very long and kind of stupid, but... Let me actually do that. Jaden,
Did we? Oh my
really
god.
did. That's so good.
2 peas in a pod.
No, literally.
Okay.
And yeah, just
Okay,
the little
hold on.
bathroom there. This
Let me...
right here makes the most sense.
Wait. Let me... And then, for the modern cruise ship aspect, you would bump in the doors here.
Yes, and then...
And
depending on where
then...
the bathroom goes, you can easily also do that. And then you'd have...
3 doors? Oh, I've never seen that before.
I know! Originality. So
Oh.
yeah, door.
Yeah, that would do it.
It'd do it. It sure would work.
Which would put that like this.
Or, unless you
Right.
want to pull a Norwegian and split the interior through the middle.
Yeah, no, I don't like that.
It's not the
Well, I
vibe.
was thinking, truthfully, what you could do is you could have, instead of like focusing on, hold up, let me, so you do that, and then it would be more of a hand-built situation, where you'd have those two would be working that way, and then, oh no, that doesn't work, never mind. I thought you could like alternate and like put it as doubles,
Yeah, no, because
but it
it's...
doesn't really.
Yeah, because of the way it's built in, it just wouldn't make sense.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't work.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless you do a door of 4.
and then split it like that.
Yeah. Because at least with that, you could then have the bathrooms either side like this.
Well, but then granted, then this one would be a single.
Yeah.
I don't know. Something.
It'd be very weird, but this would get you that maximum usage of the space.
If you wanted that interior
If you wanted
cabin.
the interior cabin. Like, if you really wanted it, this is the best way to do it. Because it'd give you the most maximum space for the interior here, plus giving you all this room for a normal standardized cabin. The only issue is that this long hallway that's very pointless, and the only thing that I can think of to counter that would be dipping into the interior cabin for like just a little bit of room here for something.
That would be the best way to do it.
Yeah, and then that can also make it so the interior has like a centralized bed location, perhaps. And yeah, I don't know, just something. Something for the plants here, or even that's the couch and then the beds here on the side. That'd be good.
That would work.
Yeah, because then you'd have wardrobe and then the vanity there. Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
We're geniuses here on TSM.
If you want to say that.
Well, at least one of us is. Whoop.
Oh.
Oh my goodness. Okay, but yeah, that's my little idea that I had, and I was like, this might be good. Thought I'd just bring it up to the class.
Thanks for sharing.
Of course. Okay, TP real fast. So for the windows,
I'm here.
I know you wanted to go for portholes. This is very much not the standard for cruise ships. We would recommend, yeah,
that
2x2
at a minimum.
Minimum 2x2.
Or you can get away with doing this, and it's still being a 1x1 technically. You can get away with that.
Yeah, but it would look bigger on the inside because you could use the
The
2x2.
glass around. Yeah, so it would be like that.
Yeah.
But ideally, at this scale, what you would do is this number,
And
which is then a like 2x2 window, technically, like circular, or you could even go bigger
and do the
and
3x3.
do a 3x3 with the thing in the middle,
Yeah.
and that way it would look. One, the hull would look cleaner,
Exactly.
and two, it would just be better for interior purposes. More windows. People love windows.
People love windows. And I'll put an example of what this would look like to the extreme. Oh my god, my nose. To the extreme with my original Titanic 2 concept, because that's the style of window. No, it wasn't this exact. It was fully just
It was a one.
Just a fully 3x3 window with the pillar in the middle. I did that to the extreme on mine, and I honestly prefer that look versus the porthole look, because it makes it look more modern. Because that's just what cleaner. That is exactly what modern ships use, and so it would make it just feel more 2024 versus these portholes, which some ships do have portholes. Don't get it twisted. They're just not in use anymore. They're not the go-to
Not
thing.
the common choice.
Yeah. They're the more common use for crew. And I know that we don't, like, we as cruise ship builders and ocean liner builders, we don't want our passengers to feel like crew.
Yeah, no, that's not the goal.
Very much not the goal. And I am going to quickly do a demonstration of the whole cove balcony thing real fast, because I am actually curious myself what it would look like with the design. Sorry, we're gonna tangent real fast once more, because I'm a weirdo and I want to see it. So if I stacked that like 20, oh, almost there. Oh, too much. Too much.
That's 4 too many, or 5 too many. Oh, take one off. No, 2. Damn it.
Girl!
There we go.
So yeah,
It
doing
just looks a
that
lot
just
cleaner.
so much cleaner. Let me up my render distance for this. Like, just doing that gives it such a much more sleek appearance, in all honesty.
It really does. And that's all more money for you.
Much more money for the Cronos Corp.
Exactly.
And it'd give you much more luxurious cabins to also boast off in the brochures. Which is the most important thing, of course.
Exactly. That's all you care about.
Exactly.
That's all you should care about, at least.
Yeah. Plus, with the cove balconies, it just, even from this angle, it just looks more like a Titanic, where it has those windows just up there. Those larger windows. And I love this. I love that look. And again, we're going to compare this to the other side, which is just the glass. And I'll let you in the comments make your opinion known. If Cronos is watching, he will see that what you guys think is the correct version here for these windows. Like I said, these ones versus the glass. I think I have my own personal winner, which is this over here, because it just looks correct, in my opinion. But yeah.
Exactly.
We'll let the commenters decide, of course. But anyway, that's the video. I hope you guys enjoyed your stay here on our channel for the past hour or so. I don't even know how long it's been.
This has been 2.5, 3 hours.
Just about, but also I do have to do a bit cutting, so whatever. We'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.
Bye.